Hi y'all! We are on to our next canning project, and this is probably looking like an odd combination of stuff, and you're probably thinking, okay, what's she up to? Those are zucchinis. And I'm not going to make zucchini bread with them, but I am going to make zucchini bread jam. Not kidding, yeah. Found a recipe in here, in this cookbook. Whoop. On page 56, and I've got one or two zucchini plants out in my garden, and they're producing a little at a time. Most people have a plethora of zucchini and they can't give them away fast enough. This one I picked this morning. These other two I've been saying little prayers over them. I picked them last weekend. I didn't have time to do this last weekend, so I've been saying little prayers over them to stay nice looking, and they've obliged. They're fine. So what we're going to do with these is we're going to wipe the gunk off my finger from that one. Okay. 4 cups of shredded zucchini, 1 cup of apple juice, 1/4 cup of golden raisins, 1 tablespoon of bottled lemon juice, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, and 3 cups of sugar. So we're going to combine all the ingredients together except the sugar in a stainless steel or enameled Dutch oven, which I've got over here to the side, right there. Yeah. Sorry, too far. We're going to bring all that mixture to a full rolling boil that can't be stirred down over high heat, stirring constantly, and then we're going to add the sugar to dissolve. Return the mixture to a full boil. Boil hard for 1 minute. Stirring constantly, remove the heat, skim the foam if necessary, and then we're going to ladle it into the jars, 1/4 inch headspace, remove the air bubbles, wipe the rim of the jar, and they're going to go in a water bath canner for 15 minutes, or adjust to your altitude if needs be. So, okay, let me get to shredding zucchini until we have 4 cups worth. So we'll be back when we are ready to start putting this together. I've washed my zucchini, and this one had a spot, something like that, so I just took a vegetable peeler and peeled that off, and I've cut the ends off. I'm going to see how well my shredder does on this, and apparently, okay, for shredding this, I think that's doing pretty good. I think that should be fine. So that's the smallest setting on that. It doesn't specify how to shred it. It just says shredded, and that's shredded. So I wanted to show y'all right quick. And if you don't have one of these, let's see, something like this would probably work just fine too. Let's see. Yep. And that's probably more along the lines of what they're talking about. So I think I may go with that one. So just so I know it's good and shredded, even though that's doing a pretty good job. So I love this thing. Alright, we'll be back after I've got all my zucchini shredded. Got our zucchini all shredded. The other one was kind of really a julienne cut, however you want to say that. So I did go with the smaller handheld grater and shredded that up. So now we are going to, that's 4 cups of the shredded zucchini in there. I'm going to add, we're going to combine all our ingredients. I'm making a really big mess on my counter. So right here, I've got my 1/4 cup of raisins, my teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 6 tablespoons of Ball Classic pectin, and it says a 1/2 teaspoon of grated nutmeg. I'm not a huge nutmeg fan, so I cut that to a heaping 1/4 teaspoon. So, all that going in. There we go. To that, I've got 1 cup of apple juice, and to that I've added the 1 tablespoon, excuse me, of bottled lemon juice. So there we go. And let me find a spoon which I can stir this with. Put this down. And we're going to cut the heat on of this. So we're not adding our sugar yet. It wants us to bring this to a boil first and then add our sugar. So kind of mix together. Put up a little here. Get a plate for my spoon. Well, I'll just use the one that's already dirty. Here we go. Okay. So anyway, I'm not going to make you sit here and try to watch a pot to start boiling. So we'll come back when we're ready for our next part. Alright, we've got this to a good boil, a rapid boil that's not stirring down. When I stir it like this, it comes right back to a boil. So we are I think we're ready for our sugar. So we're going to put our sugar in. 3 cups of it. A lot of sugar. Come on out of there. All of you. Okay. Get this stirred in. And we're going to bring it back to a boil. And boil this hard for 1 minute. I've got my timer set up over here. Get that sugar dissolved in all that. Smells really good. Alright, we're starting to boil again. So I'm going to start my 1 minute there. Okay, let's turn that heat off. Switch this off there. And let me get set up for jarring this. Ready to start ladling this up. I'm going to do this from a couple of views. Y'all please let me know if it works better for y'all to see if I'm doing this from the side like this or if you're looking from above. One of these days I'm actually going to get another tripod. Yeah. A smaller one that maybe will help with that. It fits better on my counter. So, I'm going to say this is interesting looking. Smells good. We're going to do a 1/4 inch of headspace on this, which should be right about there. Spin it out of the way. Yep, 1/4 inch. We are going to debubble because this does have stuff in it, solids in it. Like so. We're still at a 1/4 inch. We're good. A little vinegar to wipe the rim. Trying to keep, and that's, yeah, I need a towel. That's a little warm. I don't know why we always do that. All of us do that. And, well, come out of there. Lid. And ring. Let's bring you in for a close-up on that. Yeah, interesting. Alright, I'm going to put this one out on the counter and I'll out in the canner, yeah, that thing, and set up for an above shot. Yeah, I'm above ground. I hope we all are. I'm getting tired, y'all. Can you tell? We'll be back in a minute. Doing this from another view now. Like I said, let me know which one works better for y'all. This is supposed to make 4 half pints. Guess it depends on how much you put on your counter. Let's see. I could probably go a smidge more. A glop will come out of there. Close enough. Wipe that rim. And a hot raining lid. Finger tight. All right. Off to the counter now. All right, I brought you outside to the water bath canner. It's already kind of starting to boil. I'm going to set this down inside there, like so. Be very careful not to splash yourself. I try to keep the rack handles upward. I know that's kind of hard to see. I'm going to lift you up. And, okay, here we go. Back up a little bit. So I'm going to put the lid on, and that's already at a rolling boil. It's where you want it. So I'm going to start my timer. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about the moving around, but I'm having to hold the tripod. Okay, so 15 minutes, and we're going to start now. All right, our 15 minutes is up. I'm going to take the lid off the can. That, I'm going to turn that off. Set this aside for now. Now for now, I'm hoping I can do this around the camera. I'm going to very carefully just lift that rack up like so. And we're going to let those sit. Raise you up so you can see. We're going to let them sit there like that for another 5 minutes. We don't want to thermal shock them. It's really hot outside where I can, and I'm going to be taking those into the air conditioner. I don't want the jars to break. I don't want the lids to not seal or come unsealed if they do seal. So we're going to be careful about this and kind of do it slowly. So we'll be back when we're ready to take them out and put them inside. Our 5 minutes are up, and I'm going to start taking these out of the canner now. As I take these out, I'm going to grab below the lid, in case that in case that ring has come loose. And I know a lot of you are aware of this, but it bears repeating for those who are new to canning, just getting started. Yes, I'm going to have water on top of that. I don't know if you can, I don't want to tilt my jar. You don't want to tilt your jar because if they haven't sealed yet, you risk getting liquid or whatever you have canned in there underneath your lid and preventing it from sealing or causing a weak seal where it comes unsealed in your storage. So don't worry about the water. It'll evaporate. You can wipe it up later. So let me get the rest of these out of the canner and set up on a cooling mat. I ended up getting 4 half pints of the zucchini bread jam. And I forgot to say at the beginning of this video that this will be one of the videos to go in Teaser Pleaser's collaboration of Preserve the Taste of Summer. Anybody I know that has a garden and has zucchini in there usually has extra and needs something to do with it. So here you go. It also said in the book that you can use yellow squash for this in place of zucchini if you need to use up some extra of that. I bet that would be really pretty in there. So I will put a link to the ball book that I got the recipe out of for this to somewhere on Amazon. That's where I got mine from. So anyway, I hope you'll give this recipe a try. I enjoyed it on my toast this morning. It's very good. Taste the spices in it. And it's just like a zucchini bread. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below or send me a message and I'll answer you as soon as I possibly can. I hope y'all have a great week and we'll talk to you later.